So what I want to talk about today is how do we actually implement technology, specifically artificial intelligence, into our workflows, into our processes, take a step back from that process and say, okay, what exactly am I doing as far as intake goes? What exactly am I doing to evaluate a case from the beginning? Do I want this case? How long am I taking to actually figure that out? How can I make that process faster? So that's lost time, that's lost money. How can I look at document review, process thousands of pages of data at once? Get the highlights, timelines, and I'll run through it, I'll show you some visuals, but I really want this to be interactive. So these are tools, these are methods, these are ideas that you can use in your day-to-day. So if there's something that comes up in your brain, you say, maybe I could do something like that, it's a hypothetical, just pop in, ask me. Trip and I, we do it all the time. We talk about just things that come up, and that's how we became friends too. So without further ado, we went through this already. But what is the role of AI in modern legal practice? So we want to look at the efficiencies, we want to look at the accuracy, we want to look at predictability. So Tim touched on this a little bit and what he was talking about, Patrick touched on a lot of this as well. But again, to my point from before, taking a step back from the process. I want to walk through the life cycle of a case at a very high level. I'm not an attorney, I don't have a legal background, so there's plenty more that goes to it. I've oversimplified. But I want to look at from intake, what is our process? Is it consistent? Can we automate it? Record retrieval. Do I have a tool or a way to integrate that into some kind of case management system or functional law practice system that allows me to get better access to the information inside of medical records, police reports, photos, whatever it is, right? And then looking at those documents, drafting. So who's writing what? Is it you? Do you have a paralegal, a law clerk, someone writing a legal document for you, demand letter, doing a medical chronology? How can we look at that process? And then at the end, searching it all. So once you go through, let's say you create a medical chronology, and I'll go through this more in detail. What is that document? Is it a static document? What happens if you miss something? Do you have to go back into 1,000 pages and find that quote? That's something I've heard a lot of times. So it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way anymore. So the good news is here. And then predictability. So I'll jump into this in a second as well, but when looking at evaluation, based off of minimal data, plus what we know already from the cases we've worked on, how can we predict what the outcome will be of this case? Is it worth the time for yourself, for your team to put into it? Or is it going to be a long drawn out process and it's not going to be worth it? Exactly. So I'll ask you this question. I don't know if anyone's heard of the Pareto principle before. Very, very relevant when applied to law, specifically contingency-based attorneys. It says that 80% of your revenue will come from the top 20% of your cases. Let that sink in for a second. 80% of your revenue from 20% of your cases. So my question to you is, are you spending 80% of your time, your energy, and your effort on those cases? Or if not, where are you spending it? And what can we eliminate from what you're doing elsewhere through automation, through technology, to give you the time back?